Happy birthday! It's 1 whole year for the Nerd Herd. Welcome, everyone. We are the Nerd Herd Comic Book Club, and we are 1 whole year old. That's
Excellent.
amazing. My name is Scott. I'm joined by my co-host up here, Shane.
Hoi hoi.
And Philip.
Heidi ho.
And it's mad. Like, straight away, I just want to say this is absolutely mental that we've done 1 whole year consistently every week of the Nerd Herd.
Well, some of us have.
Yes.
I may have missed one or two, but it's just I'm a very busy, talented man. People just want me to go places, so it's just I have to oblige.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been, and it's gone quick as well.
Yeah, 100%. It doesn't feel like a year, but
No.
I mean, we've read some fantastic books and some really crummy books, but we've had a blast doing it. So yeah,
One and two.
Had an absolute blast doing it. So I mean, a whole year. I'm surprised, if I'm being honest, that I had the patience to stick with you two for this whole year. If I'm being brutally honest. So well done to you.
Oh, I feel so pleased with that. Let's go ahead and say hi to who's in so far. So we've got Glenn. He's in. He was in very early at 6:41, warming up the room. So yeah, thank you very much for coming. Hello and welcome. We got Amy in. Hola, amigos. Liam is here. Heidi ho. We have also got Triple G. All right. We've got we got TB Collects. What's up, everyone? 1 year. Yeah. We've also got This Week in Metropolis. Hey guys, James here. Thank you for joining. Alid Likes Comics. Evening all. Evening to you, sir. And I think that is it. But Shane, you also put a question in the comments just before we started, didn't you?
Yes.
Saying thanks for joining. Let us know what your favorite and least favorite books that we've covered are over the last 52 weeks. I can't get over it. 52 weeks.
It sounds longer when you put it in weeks, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. 1 year doesn't sound that much.
Getting old as well. That's just a big reminder how old we're getting.
Just 1 whole year, 52 weeks older. Shall we see what people have said so far?
Yeah.
Responding to your question. So Glenn, he says his favorite has to be Maximum Carnage. There we go, Phil.
Phil, have you hacked Glenn's account?
Have you paid
Listen, Glenn is his own man. He has good taste in books. 100% he's correct. Well done, Glenn.
And then his least favorite is Secret Wars 2, which is also very appropriate. Amy, she gave us 2 favorites. She said that Kanto is 100% her favorite, and the God Butcher is a very close second.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And I'm not sure anyone else said. Oh, we got one from Liam. Oh, we've got loads more people jumping in. Okay. So Liam, he said his favorite is Kanto. Least favorite, he's struggling because he can't remember which ones he read, but he remembers Marvel Zombies Christmas Carol being disappointing. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
I forgot about that one. Block that out.
That was absolutely terrible. So we've got Chris. Happy birthday, even all. Thank you very much. Beth is here. Happy Nerdiversary.
I like that.
That's definitely what we need. A Nerdiversary. Rich is coming in. Even all, congrats on the 1 year anniversary. Might not often stick around for the live shows, but I have watched every single one. Thank you very much. Our most consistent off live viewer. Thank you very much. Triple G, he is saying his favorite is I Hate Fairyland. Worst, Secret Wars 2 by far.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I mean, yeah, you're definitely on Shane's side there. Coraline, thank you for joining. It has been a while. Are you with, is it Adam, your partner? Is it Adam?
Yeah, I think it was Adam.
Yeah, great. Thank you for joining, both of you. Fantastic to see you. Connie's here. Hi. Thank you for joining. The comic board. Good afternoon, gents. Hope you're all well. We're doing great. Thank you. Very excited to get this, to get talking about what we've done in the last year. Lee, he's here. Hey, nerds. Shane's fiance. Happy 1 year. Where are the party hats? I don't actually have a party app.
I do. It was my son's birthday party today, so I can just run a nab a couple. You know.
Yeah. Send some over. Send some over.
Yeah.
Fax them to us.
Yeah. Rich is saying his favorite that he read was either Monstrous or Identity Crisis. Least favorite was I Hate Fairyland. Wow. I mean, I know.
Least favorite. So he might not have read Secret Wars 2. We'll give him that, or Witchblade, or Doctor Strange,
Or Marvel
true.
Zombie Christmas.
or
That's true.
Wacky
Yeah.
Raceland. You know, all those
No.
rubbish ones.
I know. Chris was saying his favorite was Skyward, and least favorite Witchblade.
Good
Yeah.
choices.
There's a lot of differences here, which is fantastic. And Glenn is saying that the three of us all look great for 1 year old. Thank you very much. I think we look, we've aged very fast for 1 year old. But that's it. That's the show. No, we're done. Okay, so I think one thing we wanted to talk about was obviously we want to bring up the leaderboard and the 52 books that we've read through the whole thing. So let's see the top 10, shall we? What books made the absolute top 10 for season 1? So here we go. So we've got Canto at number 1, 9.6. Harleen and the Killing Joke joint second at 9.5. We have Lock and Key Volume 1, Court of Owls at 9, both at number 3. Saga Volume 1 at 8.8 for number 4. And then Pulp, Klaus and the Hikatea a joint 5th at 8.6. And we had Flash Rebirth at 8.3 coming in at 6th place.
Not really a top 10 then, is it?
That
It's a
is-
top 6.
Yeah.
10 titles though. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that is a
top 10 titles,
healthy
yeah.
batch of books. That is, isn't it?
I got one in the top
cracking
10.
open
I
the
only
wine,
have
boys.
one.
How much? Show that again, Scott. Whenever you get to, I wonder how many I got. I'm intrigued.
I think you got 3.
Oh
I think
yes.
Phil has 3 in the top 10. Can we see the leaderboard
You've
one more
got-
time?
Sorry. There we go.
So Harleen, I picked. Court of Owls, I
Klaus.
picked.
And Klaus. Yeah, you got
Nice.
3. Oh.
I've got 2, Lock and Key and Flash.
Yeah, I've got 1.
2 of them are
Hikatea.
viewers' picks. So we got Canto and Saga were viewers' choices.
Dean picked Pulp, didn't he?
And
And
Harleen.
the rest-
Killing Joke.
And the Killing Joke, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just glad Wonder
So-
Woman's up there. I'm happy.
And
Yes,
Harley
like
as well. You know.
Yeah.
a Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn. Yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, such a
Happy.
cool top 10. It's really cool that we've managed to read all these books and get this really
Diverse.
finalized list. It's really diverse and just cool list of great books. And we could in the future, recommend these 10 awesome books for new readers or people wanting new stuff to read as well. And I thought it was such a cool list.
There is
we
a
wanna
problem
see-
with the list. I need to say that though.
Go on.
There's not a single Marvel book in
That's
that
not a
top
problem. That's accurate.
In the
10.
top
I
10.
don't know. Yeah, in that top 10, not a single Marvel book.
That's
Oh.
fine. I mean, if anything, does that mean Marvel need to try better, or we just need to pick more Marvel books that may actually be good?
Yeah, we need to pick. Well, we did pick a really good one called Maximum Carnage. I understand. You guys were biased. Didn't want to score my book highly enough. You thought, but no.
Yeah. Andy is here for Bachelor Comics. Good evening, Ned. Congrats on the 1 year. Thank you very much. We're
Thank
very
you.
pleased. We've got some. Jeez, we've got loads of messages coming in now. Okay. Okay, so the comic board is saying, I can't remember what he did this morning, much less everything you've covered, but I Hate Fairyland is definitely near the top for him.
Awesome.
And Rich says, even though he's watched all of them, he's only read along with about 10 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for the honesty. That's great. And Triple G as well. The best thing for me, though, is he's loved picking up the books, lots of stuff he would never have read before. It's been great to try new stuff. So thank you. I think that's probably the main thing we wanted to get out of this whole show was to kind of get this community to get together, read all of this fantastic stuff, and branch out a bit. Because at the time I was a very new reader, and if I didn't join this, then it would have been me just reading indie books all the time, you know, and not, I wouldn't have even considered picking up some of the stuff that we've read.
And it's really nice sharing in other people's tastes, because obviously yours and Phil's tastes are completely different to mine. So it's
Yeah.
nice to share in someone else's taste.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
And
that.
understand why they like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I've said it before a few times. I don't think I would have ever read a Wonder Woman book
No,
other than maybe like a team up of Batman. But we've read 2, and I've loved both of them. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm so
TD
chuffed with that.
collects. He says he thinks Harleen would be his favourite this year because he was not expecting to love it as much as he did. He still stayed away from the worst books, so we can't say about that. Harleen was amazing. I remember being absolutely blown away, specifically by the art. The story is also fantastic, but for me, like when I think about Harleen now, I just think about how amazing the art was throughout that story.
Absolutely.
So good. Alid is confirming that we did definitely pick some shit Marvel titles.
Not we. This for him.
This guy.
I'm not taking credit for that.
I picked a couple of books that should have scored higher, but unfortunately the DC and indie bias kicked in. So.
Yeah, well, you know. Okay, so we've got Connie as well. And she goes, I think if you're reading Secret Wars, you really aren't giving Marvel a chance. Yeah.
I think we're giving Marvel a chance if we're reading Secret Wars.
That's
we put
old
ourselves
Marvel.
through that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe they're just trying to say we need to pick some actual books that have some good reputation on them.
Like
if
Thor.
we can find some.
The Thor books were really good.
Yes, actually, yeah. Thor was probably The God Butcher was my favorite Marvel book. Which brings us to a comment we've had on Twitch, actually, from the Real Walter Killer. What books are your favorite? And we'll get into that just a sec, because we got Giretto Bueno. I've not read Harleen, can't imagine it's as good as Court of Owls. I'm going to buy it now, and if it's not as good, you all are going to give me a refund. All right, yeah, just at us, that's fine, no problem. But yeah, so shall we go ahead and say what our favourite books would be? No, we had this idea. Well, Shane, you had this idea, didn't you? And it was to say what our favourite picks were from each other.
Yeah.
And this also includes Dean's picks as well.
Yeah.
And I've also included my picks and the audience picks. Is that okay? Can we do that?
That's fine.
Yeah, great. Go on, you go first then. You go first. So,
Okay.
what has been your favourite from each person?
All right. Surprisingly, because these are books that I probably wouldn't have picked up myself. I'll start with Dean's favourite. My favourite book that Dean chose was Dead of Winter, because I love a zombie story, and I really enjoyed. It was just such a nice, compact story. You know, like it had a beginning, a middle, and an end. It actually finished. There was no cliffhanger. It was really fun to read, and I really enjoyed that. So that's my Dean pick. And then Phil, my favourite book that you chose has to be
Maximum
Klaus.
Carnage.
What was it, sorry?
It was Klaus. I absolutely
Oh, yeah.
adore that book. It was such a great retelling, like an imaginative story. It was something new. The art was phenomenal. That was a book that as soon as I finished, I was like, I want to read the next volume. So I absolutely love that. I was torn with yours, Scott, because I loved that Flash book. But I thought, you know what, stay away from DC and actually be a bit fairer to other titles. So my favorite book that you picked was Lock and Key.
Oh, yes.
Being a massive fan of the show, I didn't think I was going to enjoy the book as much, but I really loved Lock and Key Volume 1. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And if we do another sequels month, I might just have to pick the second volume of that to give myself an excuse to read it.
I would love that. If you chose that, I would absolutely love that. And then what about ones that you've picked?
Ones that I've picked, I've got to go with the Hikatea. That's been my favorite story for nearly 2 decades. You know, I love it so much. So that's my pick, obviously. But my viewer choice, I picked this because it's not my favorite viewer choice book that I read, because obviously that's Kanto. But I picked this book because we had the best discussion about it, and it was my favorite episode, and it was Witchblade.
Wow. So it's not
We had
actually your
so
favorite
much
book.
fun.
We did. We
It is my favorite
absolutely
book for
ripped
that
into
reason.
book.
It was so much fun.
You wrecked it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to spoil my list. Unless Phil, are you ready to say yours? I feel like you've just written yours.
I've literally just written mine there now. I texted Scott earlier on, so I'll do it on the night. That's the kind of person I am. I'll do it on the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And on the night, you mean during the show, 15 minutes into the show.
yeah.
Yeah.
It took me 3 seconds.
Okay.
So yeah. So my favorite pick from Dean was also Dead of Winter. I was torn between it and Pulp because Pulp was fantastic, but I think Pulp was always going to be fantastic. I think the Dead of Winter was such a huge surprise. Like the dog done is it dog done good or something, whatever the it's called, whatever. And I just remember the creepy police security man with a caved in helmet. Like it's just, I mean, it was just a big surprise. I didn't think I would like that book, but I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Scott, my favorite from you was Doctor. Sorry, could even say as a joke. My favorite from Scott was Planet Hulk. I thought Planet Hulk was fantastic.
Yeah.
Again, it's one I kind of thought like I knew I would like, but it's the only one I can remember because it was quite there was quite a lot of issues, wasn't there? There was was it 12? Was it or maybe
I
more?
think so. Yeah. No, I think it was about 12.
And it's the one I've read it right through, without kind of stopping, and like I just love Planet Hulk so much that I bought World War Hulk off your good self, Scott.
Yeah.
Through one of your auctions to read it. Shane, it was always going to be the Hecate because again, I would have never read a Wonder Woman book had you not picked it. I loved Gods and Mortals before, which is obviously Dean's pick, but the Hecate I thought was fantastic. For the viewer's choice, I was torn. Kanto was also fantastic. I mean, we had David Boer in the show and all this, but I'd read Kanto before, so I'm going to kind of leave that out. The viewer's choice, again, it's one that surprised me because I did not want to read it when I was suggested 2 or 3 times before, and that was the Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Because again, it's a book I thought I would have hated, absolutely hated, but I loved it. It was great. So that was Beth that picked that. So that was a huge surprise. But Saga's up there too. I mean, Saga's fantastic. And the one for myself that I like the best, and I couldn't decide between 2, but I'll tell you my 2 reasons. So Harleen, because Shane and I had read Harleen before. I knew how fantastic it was, but I love how you and Dean hadn't read it before, but loved it.
Yeah.
Like I love that. I love that about this, and similar as well to the Court of Owls. So Scott, you haven't really read much Batman, but I know that you really like the Court of Owls saga as well. So I just like the idea that you suggest a book that I like that other people have never read or whatever, and then they get into it and they love it themselves. I love that. So I'm torn between Harleen and the Court of Owls, but I think Harleen's probably the better book.
They're both fantastic. Yeah, I mean, again, fantastic choices. Glenn, he's coming and saying he still needs to watch Lock and Key. Chris came in straight away. Don't do it. Just stick to the books.
No, watch it. Season 2 starting this month on Netflix. Catch up with season 1. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I only watched the first 3 episodes because I realized after watching the first 2, I was like, episode 1 was volume 1. Episode 2 was volume 2. Like, I was like, I'm going to stop now and read it all first and then see how it goes. But I know, like, people have told me in the past that, like, that's not the case. Like, it doesn't go a volume per episode because obviously there wouldn't be a season 2. But
the thing about Lock and Key, like the TV show adaptation of it, the book was fantastic, but the book is really kind of on edge, kind of like creepy. It's more horror. It's more kind of scarier than the TV show's more young adult, which is kind of it makes it a bit more tame for me compared to the book. And my way, I think the TV show's fine, but I don't think you can really compare the 2 because the book probably, well, it is going to be better than TV show.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's my favorite series that I own. Lock and Key. It's absolutely amazing. I loved it from start to finish, and I read volume 1 like 3 times, and it just never ceases to like just make me just love it, and it's brilliant. I'm gonna go for mine. So Dean's my favorite pick from Dean was The God Butcher. I absolutely loved gore. I just love an absolutely tapped villain that is just crazy. That's why I was reading once I learned about this character, I was reading it for him. I wasn't reading it for Thor. I was reading it to see what Gore would do next. He was an absolutely awesome villain, and I really hope that they do him justice in the new Thor movie. I really hope they do it well. So that the God Butcher for Dean, Shane, the Hikatea. Absolutely fantastic book. I thought it was after reading Gods Immortals and then getting to know Wonder Woman a bit more through this, and how much she is willing to like stand up for what she believes in and will fight like Batman for it. And it's just an awesome book. Really enjoyed that.
I'm so chuffed. My cheeks are hurting from smiling too much.
Phil, it was close. There was 2 books and I still am really struggling with that you've chosen, and it's between Klaus and Court of Owls. And I think like they both bring such fantastic things. Like, once we read Klaus, I bought all of the 3 hardcovers, the gilded hardcovers, and I haven't read 2 or 3 because I cannot wait to read them at Christmas time. So it's gonna be really fun. So yeah, I think purely because I haven't bought Court of Owls and I bought Klaus, I'm gonna go Klaus. Klaus has won that for you, for your choices. The audience, there was no question about it. It was Kanto. I mean, it was the first 10 out of 10 I gave on the Nerd Herd. I loved it. The combination of Wizard of Oz and Dante's Inferno. And I love the Dante's Inferno story, and it was just fantastic how much it tied into both stories so well, whilst creating this absolutely fantastic new story. And that was chosen by Sean, wasn't it? The Noob Comics. And we had David Boer on, the writer of Kanto, and that was a fantastic episode as well.
Can I just say, on that episode, it was a great episode, but we didn't invite David Boer on. He invited himself on. Do you remember?
Yeah, because you messaged him.
I sent him a message. We're a couple back and forth, and it said, "Listen, we're a live show here. Talk about your book. Just check it out if you want. See what we think about it." And he offered to come on the show. And I got to the point, like, when we were doing the live show, we had to kick him off. We couldn't get rid of him. We had to shoo him out the door because he wouldn't leave.
Yeah, no, I know.
But yeah, that was a great show, a great episode.
Yeah, I love that. And then my favorite pick out of all of the picks that I picked was Lock and Key. You've named it. There you go. Yeah. Like I've said just now, it's an absolutely amazing story that I don't think I'll ever forget. Or it's actually something like I don't like to reread or rewatch things because I feel like I'm wasting time. But I will definitely reread Lock and Key from start to finish. It's a fantastic concept, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. So those are our picks from what we've picked from each other, and those are our favorites. Those are our top 5s, I guess, from each other.
I'm not putting them in order. No, we're not going there.
No. Blue Sonic has just come in. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining. So is there anything from the scoreboard that you would change the score of, or the position of? Do you want to see?
Do you want
to see the scoreboard?
I'm not legally mentioning Maximum Carnage.
Do you want to see it? Do you want to see what we had that wasn't in the top 10? So let's see those. So these are all the books that came after the top 10. Guys, tell us in the chat as well. Do you think any of these books deserve to be higher or lower than where they currently sit? Even including the top 10 books, you can tell us if you want to change any of those as well. I'm not actually going to change them, but so there's a lot. And it's so cool looking over this list over again, because it just reminds us of all the fantastic and maybe not so fantastic books that we've read.
To be fair, there's one book, Scott, that I know you love that I do kind of think now it probably should be higher. and that's
Yes, Once and Future should
Volume
be
1.
higher. Yeah,
100%. Yes, that should be
I mean,
higher.
it shouldn't. It should be maybe 0.3 higher, so it's like 6.9, like just below Maximum Carnage at 7.0.
I mean, I think I gave it an 8. I think, and then once it came to an average of 6.6, I was absolutely gutted.
Yeah, because I think I scored it higher than that. So didn't I give it like a 7.5 or an 8? I gave it quite high because I really enjoyed that.
Shane, you give it a
The art
7.
I gave it a 7, so I gave it higher than a 6.6.
I give the lowest. 6.5. But I mean, I remember at the time because it was a good. I think it was more the hype because it was up there with Something Is Killing the Children in terms of current modern books that people were hyped about, and I enjoyed it and stuff. But it just didn't hit that level for me, which was there's an ounce of disappointment, I think, in that respect. But probably now because I've just bought Volume 3 because I'm still excited to read the whole story. It probably should be higher than 6.6.
Definitely should be higher.
Also, Identity Crisis should be higher.
Oh yeah, where was that?
It's like a 7.5. That is not a 7.5 book.
Yeah, it was 13th
joint
place
13th. Yeah, no way. Not Identity Crisis.
And Maximum Carnage should be higher too. It's only got a 7.
Maximum Carnage should be lower. That should not have got a 7. That got a 7 because you like jimmied the scores. You gave it more than it deserved. No. Maximum Carnage should be down there with like Secret Wars and Humbug and Spider-Woman.
To be fair, I'm just looking at my score, so I give Maximum Carnage an 8.5. So yeah, maybe.
So the comments are currently saying. So Connie is saying she quite liked Once and Future. She quite liked that. Caroline was saying she couldn't get behind Dead of Winter. Yet on the surface, it seemed a book that was kind of made for her. Amy also agrees Once and Future should be higher. I remember giving her that to read, and she was like, "This is absolutely awesome." We've got Giretto Bueno. He says unfinished stories hurt the scores. So God Butcher and God Bomb would have boosted it. Same with Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. Yeah. So if we read and scored the stories as a whole, maybe
we said that when we read it, didn't we? Because it did very much end on a to be continued, and for me, that is a major downer with a trade. My trade needs to end.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like you've said that quite a bit during the year, now and again, isn't it? You just
like I hate Fairyland Volume 1 just ends with a cliffhanger. Just ends with a cliffhanger.
Triple G, he agrees about Once and Future. He absolutely loved it. Lee, Once and Future should definitely be higher. Chris is saying the God Butcher needed to be higher. I agree. I mean, I'd have loved that to have been higher, but definitely not top 10. But top.
Am 20. I right in thinking the issue with the God Butcher was the art? The facial expressions really, it was just really poor. Like the facial expressions were really bad and disturbing.
Shane, you loved that.
I loved the shock faces. I posted like 2-3 dozen of the faces from the book on Instagram.
I do think the art was a thing. Maybe dropped the God Bomb and the God Butcher lower because some of the art was quite sketchy in places, but the story overall was very good.
Yeah, it was. Tom is here. Thank you very much. He's just popping in. He loved that Witchblade is higher than Secret Wars 2.
It's like some sort of redemption for Tom.
So do we. Yeah. Shane, didn't you say last week that even though Witchblade was bad, it still had this much better quality to read than it was for Secret Wars?
Yeah, it was more fun. It was a fun bad as opposed to just bad. And it was more fun to talk about, wasn't it? Because we all agreed on that book.
How bad it was. Yeah, we were
honestly harsh.
Yeah, we were. Dean is here.
Hey.
I've just clicked the comment. Has it popped up? There it is. Okay. He goes, "Hey all, sorry I couldn't be with you this evening, but I wanted to pop and say a very happy birthday. Love to you all."
Thank you,
It's all
Dean.
thanks to you, mate. It's all thanks to you, Dean. We wouldn't be here without you creating this thing and just having this weekly thing for everyone to join in on. You're the reason we're here.
Yeah.
Moving on. Glenn, Maximum Carnage, he give it a 9.
Well done.
Boost it up to a 9.
I swear
Um,
now I believe that Phil has hacked Glenn's account. At first I was joking, but now I'm 100% sure.
Phil is Glenn. That's it. So the comic board, he was saying, it's hard when you're only rating the first volume because there are a lot of series which are better than rated.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point.
Was...
That's what we do. We pick up that one volume, we read that one volume, and we just rate that volume. That's what we do. That's why we went back to some of them for sequel month, didn't we? To see if it improved the story, which it did for a load of them.
100%. Oh yeah.
Saga
even Saga for you, for example, Shane, you weren't too keen in the first Saga.
No.
You read the second and you loved it.
Yep, volume 2 really turned me around on that.
Yeah. All because of the will. The noob is here saying, "Evening peeps, 2 minutes free and work here. Big congrats, guys, on 1 year. Still number 1 pick, baby." Yeah, you picked Kanto, and it's the number 1.
It went straight in and it stayed there.
I know, it hasn't moved. It's been a tough contender the whole way.
Yeah. It came the first kind of, the first half of the year anyway, hasn't it? So well done.
Yeah.
And there's been some great books since, some mighty contenders, likes of Secret Wars and Westblade.
Amy was saying, "You're welcome, Shane, to Saga."
Thank
you.
I should have trusted you, Amy. I'm sorry I didn't trust you when you said it gets better.
Caroline's also saying, "Killing Joke was a surprise for me. Didn't think a classic would be so enjoyable for a new reader." It was. I
love that.
Was I the only one who hadn't read it before?
Yeah,
I think so.
And you two had read a different version, hadn't you?
Yeah, I've read the more modern version. That's the one I've read, but I've since been I want to buy the Absolute edition because it has the old coloring in it, so I need to get it just to read it again. I will read it again. It's a fantastic story, but I want to read it in the old style art colors.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. Because you two read the recoloring, you both scored it a 9.5. And Dean and I had read the original and we both scored it a 10. So had you read the original coloring, that could have been the first perfect 10 book on the herd.
Oh yeah, this is true.
Could have been.
It could have been.
Ah, man, never mind. Who knows? Who knows what will happen next year? James has come in with a really cool question. Was there a pick that you were surprised how good it was?
I mentioned Sabrina.
Yeah, definitely Sabrina.
Because at the time, we had done Viewer's Choice for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I know Beth had selected The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina a couple of times in the chat, just hadn't been picked. I remember every time I was supposed, oh God, Sabrina. I'm going to have to read Sabrina. I was not looking forward to it. I don't even know why. I can't give you an explanation why I wasn't looking forward to it. But I loved it when we came to reading it. I thought it really surprised me. It was great.
I think for me, I think it was Harleen. I had no idea what to expect with any sort of DC character book, and especially one focus on a villain. I'd heard good things, but I didn't know what to expect from it, and I didn't know if I'd enjoy it because I knew nothing about this character and everything. And that was something that just genuinely did surprise me. And I think that was one of the reasons why it got such a high score from me, was because I didn't know what I was going into, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. Yeah,
because Harley Quinn's one of those characters, like some people really ruin it in terms of this kind of goofy, wacky, nonsense kind of passable character, but some people read it fantastically. Whereas this story was really kind of like serious and really kind of gritty and real, and like it was a whole new take on Harley Quinn. It was fantastic.
Yeah, 100%. And we've got Tyler as well. He's coming in with a question as well. He says, "I know you guys read digital sometimes, but what was your favorite physical book? Like quality of the presentation, quality of the art, etc."
Klaus.
Yeah, That's what comes to my head straight away.
I hate
Shane?
Fairyland for me because of the covers.
As in
All
the
variants,
issue covers or the hardbacks,
yeah.
or
No, the single issues, because I have every single variant and every single
Wow.
standard cover, and they're just fantastic. I love them.
wow, yeah, yeah. I think for me it's close as well, purely because of, it comes in a fantastic hardback and all the pages are gilded,
Mhm.
and it's
Oh, you like shiny
stunning.
things?
It's stunning just to look at. It's on my shelf. Say it again.
You just like shiny things.
I'm breaking up. My internet's going. Sorry, guys. I can't
I
really.
think Lock
do
and
that
Key
well
was
sometimes.
I have the master edition, and the master editions of Lock and Key I think are very good presentable books as well. Again, they're not as thick paper quality as Klaus is, but I'm pretty certain they're gilded edges as well. Or maybe I'm telling a lie, but I remember being impressed with that presentation of the book. But definitely Klaus, because again, it's Dan Moore's art, and it's obviously oversized and it's beautiful, and the paper quality is nice, good thick paper, and it was really good, really good.
See, well, I buy all singles, so if we read a book that I really love, like Scott's pick of Flash Rebirth, like the next day I went on eBay and bought all the individual issues, because I don't do trades or collected editions. I like single issues. I like to have the actual collection of the first prints, I'm that kind of collector. So all mine, they're just standard singles. Are you back, Scott?
And I'm back. Like I just came in at the very end of that, and I caught nothing. So I just sat there with a straight face.
I love the
all I
way
heard was
on
something single issues.
I love the way on the yearly wrap up we have this, like, 'cause it's been a theme throughout the kind of the year we've had. We've all had internet mess ups. I've probably had the most for the Nerd Herd, in all fairness, but Dean's had them, Scott's had them, Shane's had them, and obviously
we all take turns though. It's only ever one of us at a time.
Yeah. Blame BT. It's BT's fault.
I think it's just the weather here. I mean, one thing I wanted to bring up for myself with the Nerd Herd was my ability to take the Nerd Herd on tour. I have traveled the country with the Nerd Herd. I've been here in South Wales. I went to West Wales on a week holiday with Amy when we talked about Court of Owls.
In the forest.
Yeah, in the forest with the cows. It was really weird. And I've been to London twice. I did it in Coventry for 2 weeks, and I did it in Scotland on the episode where Dean left.
Just to clarify, when you say you did it, you mean you did the Nerd Herd?
Did the Nerd Herd, yeah. I did it in the Nerd, yeah.
I was really hoping to top that on Wednesday past. So I obviously joined in towards the end of Secret Wars 2. I was at a wedding, it was my friend's wedding.
Yeah.
Which I couldn't miss, of course. I couldn't miss my friend's wedding. But I wanted to jump on the show because it was the last show of the year, episode 52. And I had so planned to do it on the toilet for the last 10 minutes. That was my plan. Find a cubicle and just... I wasn't going to do anything in the toilet. I just wanted to be in the toilet. I thought it'd be funny. But the internet signal was absolutely pish, so I had to move out. But yeah. Well done, Scott, for traveling the country where I kind of just, just come and go when I please.
I think it's different because most of the time when I went around the country, I was on my own, so I could just do it. And I'm not, you've got a family. It's just me and Amy, and I think it's a bit easier for me to do that. And you want to spend time with your family, and that's fine.
This is why I do this every Wednesday, because I want to spend time away from the family. This is why I do it every Wednesday.
Oh my god! Wow. So, is there anything else you want to bring up?
Just that Scott and I also have never missed an episode, Phil. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to single you out there, Phil.
Technically speaking, I've never missed an episode. I've always presented something. So I've actually had to read my book earlier and make a video and put more effort. I put more effort into me not being at the show.
Oh, what, do you want brownie points for recording videos?
No, just the ones to be slagged off.
For having multiple takes to record videos.
Yeah.
See how it is.
Oh. Did we count? How many did Phil actually miss out of the 52? I think
Yeah, 3. Yeah, I think it was 3.
I
okay.
think it's.
All right.
I missed one
Not bad
because my internet played up and I had to leave, didn't I? I think I missed that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you
But-
popped back
yeah.
though.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you legged it into the house and did the rest of the stream from your sofa.
That's
Yeah.
right, I did.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, Highland G is in. Hey guys, I'm a bit late. That's fine. Welcome to the party. Hope you're doing well. Highland G, tell us your favorite picks, your least favorite picks, and anything else. Yeah, just tell us those for starts. James, we'll get onto that in a bit, but yes. Louis, best wishes from Louis and Lorraine. Sorry we can't be with you for the stream, but we'll catch up with you all soon. Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's definitely true, though. Phil's appearances are quality over quantity.
Nice. That's good. Well done. Like that.
Oh my god, people need to stop. Okay, Phil's head is just gonna like not fit in this. It's not gonna fit in his camera view.
I do have a big ego. There's no question. I don't deny it.
Yeah. So I think we can move on now to a bit of a audience appreciation section, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Without
so
an audience,
obviously,
what are we?
yeah, exactly. Like we are the nerds, and you guys are the herd. I mean, without you, we would just be the Nerd Comic Book Club. So you make up half of this show, and we love you all for it. And we just wanted to, invite a few people on, and that's who we've got. So we've got the first guest here, my lovely, lovely partner. It's Amy.
Hello, everybody.
So Amy
Hi,
is here.
Amy.
Hello.
Amy was our first ever viewers' choice.
Yeah, and
Winner.
it wasn't rigged. Everybody, it wasn't rigged.
It wasn't rigged, but it was just fantastic luck. And some other guests that we wanted to invite on as well are our good friends of the show, Liam and Beth.
Oh,
Thank you for
wow.
joining. So we wanted to ask Leon, because Lee, you are our most consistent viewer, live
I've only
viewer.
missed one episode, Philip.
You've missed one.
Yeah.
Right, get out.
Yeah, Phil.
Next, move on.
And he missed the episode for football for England, taking the trophy to Rome.
Yeah, that was
Missed an
old.
episode for football.
What?
I mean, priorities.
You missed an episode for football as well, didn't you, Phil?
We're talking about you now, Liam. We're talking about you.
What the awkward.
But yeah, so and we've also asked Beth on as well, because Beth was a viewer's choice winner, and she chose the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
did indeed.
and we've
Phil's
already
favourite
heard how much Phil enjoyed that book. Yeah,
I said before, Beth, and I mentioned on the show, like I was so dreading that book because I knew you picked it a few times. I was just dreading it. I don't even know why. I think it's supposed to be a TV show. I didn't really like the TV show, so I was kind of thinking the book would be like that. And then you picked that book, and I read it. I was like, why was I doubting this? This is fantastic.
it was a good book. So yeah, as we got James, Triple G, Glenn, and Connie all saying hi to Amy.
Hello, everybody.
Triple G is saying hi to you guys.
Hi.
Glenn, Petrol comments. Yes, Liam's here. He's my favorite.
Hello, Andy. Mwah.
Oh.
And James also says hi to you guys as well. So guys, Amy, Liam, Beth, what have been your highlights for the last year on the Nerdhood?
Mine's going to be Sassy Shane and Sassy Scott.
When the sass comes out to play, it's
Yeah.
going to be a good show.
Oh my god, classic lines coming out. Absolutely love it. But all of you together, just fantastic.
Yeah,
And you've done such a great job with the show. It's been brilliant. So
Thanks.
congrats,
Thank
guys.
you.
yeah. Can only agree with that, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Blush.
Oh, stop, guys.
So what
So
were your
who would you
favourite
say
picks?
was your? Oh, okay.
Oh.
But Well, my favorite picks were Kanto, and then The God Butcher was a close second. And I can't pick a bad one, and I think it's because I haven't had a chance to actually read all the things that you've done. I haven't had a chance to do it. But those two would be my top two. And I also think Once in Future, now thinking about it, that definitely should have been up on the list.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, most of the comments about what ones would you move was about Once in Future.
Yeah.
So if you want, guys, like I'll do it now. I'll just move Once in Future to number 1 if you want. That's totally fine.
I wouldn't go that far when you haven't read Volume 2 yet.
I've read Volume 2.
Yes, but everybody else hasn't read it yet, and I wouldn't go that far.
I've read Volume 2.
Oh, yeah, you have.
So Highland G has got back to us with our question. He said his favourite would be the Dave and
Dave!
Kanto books.
Yes.
Yes. As he didn't know about them before. Least enjoyed will probably be the really old stuff like Secret Wars. The show has been good regardless of how the books have been. Yeah, I totally agree. Like Shane, you and I were saying before, we really enjoy doing the bad scoring books because we're just different people, aren't we? We just literally hate on this stuff.
Well, that's where your sass comes out. So yeah, it's great.
And it's just like it sucks that we've read a bad book and we wasted time reading a bad book, but
then you get to talk about it with someone who also hated it. So it turns into a laugh and a good time from a bad time. Sitting there for 3 hours reading 9 issues of Secret Wars 2 is a bad time. But then getting to talk to you about it for an hour was a good time.
I know. We also have another friend of the show on. He has just joined us now, and we will say hello to him. It is Chris from Off My Shelves. Chris, how you doing?
I'm good. Hello. You all okay?
Good, thank you. Yeah.
Have you got yourself twice?
You drinking as well?
I was going to joke about Scott's computers or something like twice. One in the background and it's here live as well, but I couldn't
I'm glad you didn't joke about that. I'm glad you didn't
terrible.
joke about that. Yeah, because it would be terrible and very racist when we don't want to spoil the night.
But it's like Superman and Clark Kent. It's just the same person with glasses on.
Does that mean I'm
Right,
Superman?
let's move on from this now. Let's move on.
Chris, it's good to see you've got a good start to the beard at least. That's a
See,
plus.
yeah. And my hair is finally growing back after lockdown because I was shaving my hair all through lockdown. But finally getting back to it now. I'll have long locks soon.
Keep the beard growing so you'll be like me and Liam.
Well, I don't know if that's an incentive. I'm not sure. I love how Scott was just saying, it's good to pick bad books sometimes and all that, when he is like the main culprit for picking the worst books.
Jesus. All right. Wait there now. Right.
Straight in.
Let's look at the list. Okay.
Dr. Strange.
Wacky Raceland.
Wacky
Raceland.
Dave 2.
God. Okay, so
Zombie's
moving
Christmas
on.
Carol was the worst.
Which
I
one?
still haven't forgiven him for picking the wrong Daredevil Volume 1, to be honest. That was a disaster. We'll move on, though. We'll move on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This has become like a Scott roast.
Okay, yeah. Let me have it, guys.
Let's do that. Let's do that. That's a good
That's a good
idea.
idea. Yeah.
This is what happened last time when you guys read that book.
Yeah, it's true. TB Collects came in. He said you have to have the bad books to appreciate how great the good ones are.
Very true.
Totally agree. Otherwise,
I
it would
don't
be
agree with that. I
No?
don't agree with that. No.
Go on then.
You have like 2 pages of the bad book when you read it online before you invest your money in it. And then you leave it alone and buy a good book. Simple.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But sometimes you are limited. Like with our first Christmas month, like Beth said, Zombie Christmas Carol was dreadful. But we were very limited with our picks that month, weren't we? We had to pick a Marvel, a DC, and an indie. So sometimes you have no choice but to read a bad book.
I mean,
So it's not as easy as 2 pages and moving on.
And that was the beauty
I
of
wish it was.
the nerd herd algorithm, if it will. Like that's how we were operating.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh,
Okay. He'll be back.
But yeah, the fact that we were kind of not forced at Christmas time, right? Because we were doing a DC Marvel indie, So whatever you
Our
landed
rules
on,
limited us, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
but that was a good thing for Christmas, even though the books were not great.
Yeah.
You know, Klaus, by the way, was my pick. Was fantastic, but sure, I'm
Klaus
not-
was
Yeah,
amazing,
Klaus
and that
was
was in top 10.
fantastic.
That was in top 10, and then we had the Christmas Carol zombie, terrible book it was,
Yeah,
and
that was
that was the bottom 10. So it was really a really good contrasting thing that we had there with the whole thing. Chris, what have been your highlights for the shows? I mean,
The highlight is without a shadow of a doubt spending time with other people, because through lockdown, I was basically on my own with my two kids for months and months on end. And literally, I started my YouTube channel as a way of kind of just doing something and getting communication out there, really, because my youngest daughter has got quite bad asthma. Well, no, my
Right.
oldest daughter, sorry, has got quite bad asthma. And so we were really protective of her through that early phase. And I just stumbled across you, and I stumbled across you because of Phil more than anyone, because Phil was an early subscriber to my channel,
right.
and then I looked at his channel, and I thought, oh, he looks all right, I'll subscribe to him, and then that led to this.
And here you are.
I know, I've learned
love
my
the
lesson.
way-
He's not all right, he's nasty.
I love the way, in a roundabout way, he's saying, when you ask him what's your highlight, he basically is saying me.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are a big
and I'm-
highlight.
you are
Yeah.
the money, Phil. We
Yeah.
all know
Yeah,
that now.
exactly.
Phil
See.
is the money.
But no, the highlight is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, just coming together with a group of people and forming a friendship. And I was really pessimistic about forming like digital only friendships, because I'm not too long in the tooth, but I'm definitely dubious about this type of thing. But yeah, I genuinely have kind of come to make friends and talk to people, and I talk to you guys more than I talk to people that live a couple of streets away. So no, I think that's the highlight, is just talking about these books, because that's the only reason I started my channel, is to talk about the things I love. And then I found this little network, and everyone's got such different opinions. It's brilliant. Yeah. So
Same. That's why I started mine. I literally just I had no one to talk comics with or about, so I just wanted to talk to myself about comics out loud.
Yeah.
That was it.
And he's tearing up. And he's tearing. And so let's
tearing
inflate. Let's inflate.
We didn't
Phil's
get
ego
Liam
a
and
little bit
Beth's.
more.
We didn't get Liam and Beth's top picks.
Yeah.
We're talking about me here, Shane. We're talking about me.
No,
and I'm deliberately
no.
moving on.
So big. So my top picks were definitely The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and I Hate Fairyland. I was really shocked by that one, actually. Like, yeah, I just really, really enjoyed it. I still need to read the second volume, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. The artwork was just different, and it was just bright and bold, and obviously a bit of gore in there. Like, love a bit of gore.
Lee, you read along nearly every week, didn't you?
Yeah, I think there was only a few I missed.
Yeah.
I think the highlight for me is the fact it's got me back into reading pretty much. Like, I'm not a massive reader, but like reading along with you guys, I'm pretty much back into reading. And I had a week off not long ago, and you said to me, Scott, you were jealous of me because I spent a whole day literally reading.
Yeah, you had a time off work, and he just spent all that time just reading books. And I was like, oh man, I'd love that time to read my own stuff that isn't Nerdhood related. Like, I love reading the stuff that we do for the Nerdhood, but sometimes, and we've all said it, we just want a bit of time just to read our own stuff. And, it can get hard, especially when we, for some reason, pick the 12 to 14 issue stories, and it's really hard to get through it in a week, with social life and work life and all this kind of stuff.
that's why I feel really lucky, because some weeks you announce a book and say I've read it or I've experienced parts of it before. I'll just go, nah, I'll just watch. It's fine. Like Secret Wars 2 is a perfect example of that. I read some of that back in the day and just went, no, that's not for me, thanks. Whereas you guys had to literally read the whole thing.
The funny thing about Secret Wars 2, like, we were all texting each other like a few days before, I've just read issue 1. I've just done issue 2. It's like we were kind of like trying to help each other through reading the book because none of us, apart from Shane, who's obviously a sociopath, read the whole thing in one go. Where me and Scott were like, we're trying to get each other through this book behind the scenes.
Our little group chat became a Secret Wars 2 support group, and it was just an absolute terrible book to read. Caroline says we've fallen off for the last few weeks, but for me, but for her, she hadn't read any comics really since she was a teenager. So thanks for encouraging me. You're welcome.
That's really nice to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's why we tell everyone the week before what we're going to be reading next week. That's why we put up the next wave and stuff like that. So you can go on the YouTube channel and go, okay, they're going to be reading that, and that for the next month. Cool, I'll pick them up, or maybe I'll give that one a miss. And it's just we like to give you guys something to to look forward to read, or maybe not look forward to, and things like that. And that's the kind of vibe we're going for.
The other thing about like a bad book, and Liam's a good example. He's very honest, and it's in the comments. He'll always try a book, but if he doesn't like it after the first issue, he'll say, "I tried it, didn't finish it, hated it." 2 out of 10 or something. He'd still score it based on what he's read.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm like very surprised that none of you got to that state as well, because I thought, especially with you with Secret Wars 2, I genuinely thought this is going to be the one he's not going to finish. This is the one that's going to end it like completely.
You were struggling, Scott, weren't you? I did say to you, just read issue 9. It's got enough recaps. You don't need to read like the 4 issues before. It's fine.
I did skim through them, because they were rubbish.
Connie is here. She's saying she's very new to comics and she's only really started reading in May, but she now has a list longer than the top 10 to check out. So thanks, guys, for that and for making this community so approachable. You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's lovely.
Yeah, don't forget, in the coming weeks when we have the viewers' choices, to give us your own choice and get involved, and you can come on the show and talk to us, and it'll be a good laugh.
I just realised I can't even put Saga 2 in that wheel now. You've done it.
Saga 3.
I know.
Saga 4 and then Saga 5.
Yeah, all the way up to 9. Yeah. But guys, we're coming really close to our limit that we set ourselves. Shall we tell everyone what's going to be happening in season 2, volume 2?
Volume 2, yes.
Yeah. Volume 2. Okay, so guys,
I'm excited.
So we're pretty much.
I'm expecting big things now, guys. Big things.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's more me. So
there's more.
That's to be given. That's a given.
Phil's going to be on the big screen, and Scott and I will just be tiny little videos next to him the whole
That's
time.
the thing I've said that you should have done from the start.
Yeah, there you go.
This is volume 2.
So volume 2, obviously we're going to stick to the same format. We're going to have a brand new leaderboard. So we're looking forward to, restarting all of that and seeing where the new things will come here and there. We've got a brand new logo. Does anyone want to see the brand new logo?
Yeah.
I do.
Yes. Okay, great. It's a similar format, but here it is.
I love that. Is fancy. Oh my god, I love that.
Now, Scott, your teeth. Pull that back up. They're not that good. They're not that good. I'll be honest. You Welsh. There's no way you got that good a set of teeth. No way. I refuse to believe.
It's the light behind my camera here. It's just a white light, so my teeth are just black.
Yeah. As they should be. As Welsh people are malnutritioned and poor. That's what happens.
Especially in our areas. Yeah.
As usual, we're gonna pick one book each, and we're gonna, I think it's like Shane, then me, then Phil. So that's how the order will go every week. And then we will have a viewer's choice. So every third week of the month, we will give you guys the choice to pick a book that we read, and you will have the choice to join us. But what we were doing originally for this season was we were following so we do a Marvel, but then next you can't pick another Marvel. It has to be a DC or an indie. And then if the next person chooses a DC, it can't be a DC, it has to be an indie or a Marvel. So we had to go, we were going by that kind of system. But this time we decided to just get rid of that, but just keep it, have some consideration and keep it tidy. So we're not going to be going Marvel, DC, DC, DC. We're still going to vary it up, but we're not going to restrict ourselves as much.
If anyone's worried, I mean, don't worry. There's plenty of Venom and Secret Wars type books that I can fire in. If there's too many DC or indies, I will pick them just to wind people up. Do not worry.
James here is saying all of you guys are genuinely awesome. It's been great meeting you all. It's been fantastic meeting you as well, James. You're a great guy. The podcast is awesome. For anyone who hasn't listened to This Week in Metropolis, go ahead and do that. It's a brilliant podcast. They're on season 8. Season 8. That's 8 whole seasons of awesome podcasting there. Oh, there we go.
Here we are celebrating 1 year. We've also lowered the number of issues, haven't we? To help ourselves out.
You have.
Yeah. We're
wise choice. Very wise.
We've kind of agreed to keep
we
them
had
lower.
a 14 issue limit, didn't we? Like you could go up to 14 issues, and that is a bit much, as we found out trying to read 12 to 14 issues a week.
Likes of like Watchmen, for example. How many issues is that, Chris? You know this? How many issues is Watchmen?
I don't know. I don't really focus on stuff like that, I'll be honest. But it's 12. It's 12. It's 12.
I think we'll throw the odd one in, Shane. Just the odd
but
one,
like
every so often.
We'll be a lot more aware of it, won't we?
Yeah, 100%. Glenn is very pleased, Phil, that you will be bringing more symbiotic awesomeness into the mix. Tyler is also saying, well, he thinks he can safely say thank you from all of the viewers. We are his favourite show of the week, and he knows other favourites as well. Thank you very much. The Murray as well. He doesn't come along here often, but he says, we are smashing it and well done. I mean, we didn't intend this to be a, thanks, guys.
Come along and compliment us.
This is our life. Where's your wee fella in book? Come on, just talk about me more. Let's do it. Come on.
And yeah, I think we should tell everyone what we've got coming up. For the rest, for the first wave. I know we said this on Wednesday, but for anyone who's here that's new, then we will go ahead and tell you that wave. So volume 2, wave 1 will include, and is also going to be horror month, which is going to be really fun. We've got Colder. We've got Colder from Dark Horse Comics. Something is Killing the Children, Volume 1 from Boom Studios. We've got Deceased from DC Comics. And then we've got the viewer's choice after that. You guys don't have to keep it to a horror book, but yeah. You guys don't have to keep it to a horror book.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh yeah, you can pick whatever you want, but if you want to keep to the horror theme, then go ahead, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
That first cover is really creepy, you're not going to lie. Oh, look at that.
So good.
Oh.
Look at it.
I've just noticed his hands going through his
Through his mouth and out through
I
his
only
eye.
noticed that on the close-up as well.
Well, Dean included that on his top 5 Dark Horse list, and
He did, yeah.
I checked it out after that. I couldn't get through it. It's too much. No. I'm quite squirmy, squeamish with things like that, and yeah, it is brutal. It is brutal.
Oh yes. Looking forward to it more now. If it's gory and squeamish.
Yeah. Glenn thinks Gideon Falls would fit quite nicely into that list, into the horror month.
Oh, make sure you pick it then for horror.
Viewer's choice.
Put it on your viewer's choice
Yeah.
pick, mate. I mean, it might get chosen. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all from us. It's been a whole year. It's been an absolute blast. We've loved every week of it. We've loved everyone we've met and spoken to on here and on our own like Instagram chats and everything. And we can't wait to get into season 2, into volume 2. We've got new intros, which is going to be really fun. We've got a new logo, and we've just got a brand new energy going into it.
Yes.
So please, tell your friends and your grandmothers and your neighbors all about us.
My nan would watch this, like-
the best thing. Yeah, the best thing about this
Your nan's
is
not
the audience
allowed.
participation.
She'll end up loving
Because,
Phil more than me.
that's a possibility. Because one thing I do love Is the fan in direction or the viewer in direction? Yeah, I know. I shouldn't be
Yeah.
too
Call us
big
fans. Call us
His
fans. We are
Well, they're
ego
my
is
fans
out
fans.
here.
of control.
The
You need to
viewer
think of a nickname
participation.
for us now. That's what you got to do.
The
Oh,
herd.
But are you going to call us the herd like permanent? Or are you going to change it up?
All right. Well, the herd's choice. Should we call it instead of the viewer's choice?
Yeah.
Herd's choice.
Yeah.
Herd's
Yeah.
picks. We'll change it.
There we go.
That's all for you.
Yeah.
Done.
Done. Nailed it. Glenn, if you're looking to pick up Colder, do go ahead, find the video on YouTube, click the Amazon link in the description, buy the book. We get a bit of money, and it all goes towards back to you in the viewer's choice. It was a win-win-win-win-win-win-win.
The whose choice, Scott? Have you
The
forgot
herd's
already?
choice. The herd's choice.
Sorry, apparently the nerd herd is cursed for bad internet connection because now it's gone to me.
It's a Welsh
Same
weather.
I've never had bad internet connection, but as soon as I'm in this crowd,
To
it all
be
goes to
honest,
shit.
See,
This
even
is-
StreamYard thinks you're Scott.
Yeah.
I was going to
maybe.
say Scott's the curse
Maybe.
because obviously it happens in comic areas as well. So maybe it's Scott.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, thank you very much. We cannot wait to start Volume 2 next week. It's going to be so fun with Horror Month. New intros, new logos, new everything. It's going to be really fun. Guys, does anyone have anything coming up on their channel so we can go around quick and then we'll end it there? Shane?
Dawn of Comics Quiz Night 12, the viewer competition is still live, so you can head over to my channel and watch the quiz and enter the competition to win a prize. It's the viewer question this time is super easy, and I
It
mean
is.
it
Is
this
it?
time.
It is.
It is.
Myself, so tomorrow, Amy and I are doing the auction. We're not doing it for a charity. We're doing it for a member of the nerdy, geeky community that we have. Her name is Albatross Pops. And if you want to see the full story, go on my Instagram. But short, very short story. There was an explosion at her house. Police investigation is lasting too long. They've moved into emergency accommodation and are really struggling. So they need as much support as we can give them. So yeah, come tomorrow. The auction is tomorrow at 7 p.m. and we've got some awesome stuff coming up as usual. Phil?
I mean, one day. I mean, I've got something half recorded, and then
Oh,
something.
can I interrupt you? This is getting ridiculous now. This is getting ridiculous.
Says the guy
4 weeks he's
who-
promised the video.
You make
are
5 videos
it's
a
coming out. It's coming out, and now it's half finished. Now this
He's
video
about
it's like
so
9 weeks
individual,
ago.
Chris. Give him a chance, man.
I had weddings.
He's
and
had a chance.
my son's birthday this week, and then I had COVID.
We
It's
need a
just-
filter
oh, that's-
vention.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's coming. It's coming. I promise. I've actually got a few ideas coming. Inspired by Chris from Off My Shelf. She makes 20 videos a week.
Yeah, Chris. Phil's videos are quality, not quantity.
If that were right, I would be fine. But that is not correct.
Whoa. There's my motivation right there.
No, you know I wait for you as I love you
I
videos.
know,
They're fine.
I know.
Beth, I know you're not doing a YouTube anymore, but do you want to tell everyone about Created by Cartwright?
Oh yeah, so I created my own business, created by Cartwright. I do a lot of like personalization, so like things like that. Like that's Liam's nicknames that he's had all put on one
Oh,
cup.
no,
All
no.
1 million of them. Yeah.
All of his nicknames, many names. Yeah, I've done all sorts of bits and pieces, and I've done things for other people on here that I can't really talk about. So yeah, for Shane. So that is a secret, our top secret. Yeah, I'm not going to wink. I can't wink. But yeah, I am. I think I do want to pick up my YouTube again. But I don't know. I'm trying to put too many eggs in one basket, I think, at the moment. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
You
Not too
could
sure at the
make your
moment.
YouTube video you personalizing things. You can show how it's done and how you do it.
Easy peasy. And TikTok. I love it there as well. Liam, I know you started the gaming YouTube channel. Are we having a reappearance from that anytime soon? The Funky Gibbons?
No plans as of yet.
What it
Okay.
is, you need to get me on the channel. If you play games with me on the channel, I'll bring the viewers in. It's simple.
We might do some
He's
Halloween
prolific as well.
Yeah,
he's
that's
got,
true.
he's got a very
Actually, I
high
did want to
production
do. I did want to do a spooky game month. Now it's October, so maybe I'll start that soon.
Great. Awesome. And Chris, tell us all the 20 videos you're bringing out this week.
I actually, that's not too far away from the truth. I'll be honest. I think I've got what's coming out next week. I don't know. No, I'm
Kick 'em
having a
out,
week off
kick 'em out.
next week. I'm having a week off next week.
Ah.
But the week after that, we've got Fear Agent coming, which is an
Yes.
overview that Phil wanted. And then we've got my top 5 non-fiction graphic novels. That's coming. And I'll be honest, this list could go on quite a bit because, I'll give you a peek behind the scenes. I tend to try and
exclusive.
record everything on the one day in terms of what I'm saying. But I think to myself, everyone's going to think I'm a right dirty bastard if I got the same T-shirt or shirt on. So I stack next to where I'm recording under the table. I stack like a stack of T-shirts and shirts, and every video or two, I'll just change them. And but yeah, so
Dedication,
today,
Chris.
I know. So today I recorded 7 videos, which I've been editing as well, and
Phil,
so
man. Catch
they're
up.
all coming out
Come on.
later.
I've got half a video recorded, half of one, yes, 7.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But Fear Agent is next, and then my top 5 non-fiction, and then a look at Absolute Fourth World by Jack Kirby, which is a great book.
Looking forward to Fear Agent.
Awesome. Yeah, I've bought Fear Agent because of you, so it better be good, mate. All the 4 final edition volumes, and I can't wait to read them.
Yeah, I hope you like it as well, because it's always really nerve-wracking when you recommend a book. When you say to someone, this is a great book, and they buy it and they go, shit, you go, sorry. So, do you want me to reimburse you the costs? I don't know what to do here. It's nerve-wracking.
I'll send you the receipt soon, is it? Yeah. Great.
You can. I won't do anything about it, but you can.
Great. But yes, thank you everyone. That's it from us at the Nerd Herd. We've done one whole year and it's been amazing, and we cannot wait to start the next one. So with do you have yours?
I don't know. Have you got yours?
I've got
Do it.
mine.
You got yours, Shane? Got yours?
Hang on.
Got mine.
Chris, Lee, Beth, you all got yours?
I got mine.
Mine's down here.
Oh, okay. All right. If everyone's ready then, get your waves out. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Happy birthday.
Bye, everyone.
Love you.